ukulele players. So let's please be seated. Coffee time is over. You can resume drinking coffee at 12 o'clock.
So we'll start with the intro. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Stay in the Light ukulele players and their theme song. So, welcome everybody and happy 4th weekend. We're so delighted you're here. You've just heard the Stay in the Light ukulele players, and they'll be our main vocalists during the service. Our other musicians are Terry O'Hara on piano, John Hargis on percussion, and our practitioner for the day that's on platform with me is Pam Migliosi, and holding consciousness is practitioner Suzanne Frazier today. So, and Matthew Breck will be on platform doing a reading a little later. So we're going to start with a song from the Stay in the Light Players, From This Valley.
Oh, the desert dreams of a river that will run down to the sea. Like my heart longs for an ocean to walk down over me. Oh, won't you take me from this valley to that mountain high above? I will pray, pray till I see your smiling face. I will pray, pray to the one I love. Oh, the outcast dreams of acceptance just to find love's pure embrace. Like an orphan longs for his mother, may you hold me in your grace. Oh, won't you take me from this valley to that mountain high above? I will pray, pray, pray till I see your smiling face. I will pray, pray, pray to the one I love. Ooh, 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 oh, oh, oh. Ooh, ooh, oh, 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 the caged bird dreams of a strong wind that will flow 'neath her wings, like a voice longs for a melody. Oh, Spirit, carry me. Oh, won't you take me from this valley to that mountain high above? I will pray, pray, pray till I see your smiling face. I will pray, pray, pray to the one I love. I will pray, pray, pray till I see your smiling face. I will pray, pray, pray to the one I love. Thank you.
Fabulous, fabulous. I did have a list of who everybody was, and it's gone away. Sonia, would you introduce your group?
Sandra Klaus and Jillian Harrison and David Hoff and Sonia Vargas. So glad to be with you today.
Thank you.
So they're going to sing a song here with my family and ask you to sing along.
2, 3, 4. Here with my family, heaven is in my heart. I sing of the love I am, and know we're never
And as we begin today's service, allow those beautiful words to resonate. One life, one heart. We are all family. And I absolutely know that God is present. The love of God is present in this sanctuary at this very moment. I know this to be true, for I know that all that God is, I am. And as God speaks through me, God speaks through each of us. We are one heart, one love, one family. And this is true for everyone within the sound of my voice and beyond. Let us just know that we are all connected. We are all connected because we are all one with God. And it is with a very grateful heart that I stand here today among these beloveds. I know the power of God. I know the love of God. I know this for myself, and I know it for each person that is present. And I simply release this prayer into the law of mind, knowing that it is already done, and so it is. And now let us move into this morning's meditation. So I invite you to place your feet firmly on Mother Earth. Just allow your body to completely, fully, and totally relax. Feel the oneness of the presence of God. This weekend, as we celebrate our nation's independence, let us contemplate on the word freedom. What does freedom look like and feel like for you? Allow your mind and body to travel to that deep place within your soul and within your heart, allowing yourself to discover the peacefulness of being absolutely and completely free. Let's take a brief journey together. Imagine yourself walking on a lovely, peaceful road among the trees, being at one with nature. And as you walk, you find yourself upon a fork in the path. You have a choice. You can either bear to your left or continue straight. You are free to choose whichever path you like. There is no right or wrong. You only go deep in your soul, feeling the presence of the One, and make your choice. You bear to your left, and you begin an uphill climb ever so gently. Slowly you climb until you reach the top. You are upon a summit. You stand in awe as you gaze upon a beautiful river and rejoice in being one with nature. You chose. You took a different path. And you are experiencing the joy of a new and wonderful experience. You are at peace. and you feel the joy and the love of the divine spirit surrounding you, you are completely free. I have chosen some words of freedom by our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes. Freedom of will means the ability to do, say, and think as one wishes, to express life as the one personality desires. To be able to merely think and dream of freedom would not be liberty. Real freedom means that man is created in the image of perfection and let alone to make the discovery for himself. Freedom of will means the ability to do, say, and think as one wishes, to express life as one personally desires. At all times, we are freely creating the life we live. I invite you to say these words gently to yourself. At all times, I am freely creating the life I live. And now, when you are ready, I invite you to feel your body, open your eyes, and gently return to the room. Namaste.
Here with my family, heaven is in my heart. I sing of the love I am, and know we're never apart. There is only one heart, one life we live. One heart, one life we live. Here with my family, heaven is in my heart. I sing of the love I am, and know we're never apart. There is only one heart, one life we live. One heart, one life we live.
Good morning, everybody. I want to share a reading with you today. You know, it's funny, I keep trying to deny that I need reading glasses. But it depends on the day, and today I'm going to use them. So the reading this morning is 3 sections from the Essential Ernest Holmes book. Beautiful book. If you don't have it, it's wonderful. Here we go. Everyone automatically attracts to himself just what he is, and we may set it down that wherever we are, however intolerable the situation may be, we are just where we belong. There is no power in the universe but ourselves that can free us. Man must bring himself to the place in mind where there is no misfortune, no calamity, no accident, no trouble, no confusion. Where there is nothing but plenty, peace, power, life, and truth. He should definitely daily use his own name, declare the truth about himself, realizing that he is reflecting his statements into consciousness and that they will be operated upon by it. This is called in mysticism high invocation, invoking the divine mind, implanting within it seeds of thought relative to oneself. There is one ultimate thinker, yet this thinker thinks through all of us. That is why our thought is creative. That is why we think at all. The universal mind is incarnated in everyone. Every man has access to it. Every man uses it, either in ignorance or in conscious knowledge. In other words, the mind of each one of us is the mind of God, functioning at the level of perception of life. Consciously using it, we bring into our experience today something we did not appear to have yesterday. A better environment, a happier circumstance, more friendships, more joy. These manifestations are of the nature of reality. And one last section here. This is Ernest in his words. I believe that all things are governed by immutable and exact laws. These laws cannot be changed or violated. Our ignorance of them will offer no excuse for their infringement, and we are made to suffer not because God wills it, but because we are ignorant of the truth of the truth of our own being. We are individuals and have free will and self-choice. We shall learn by experience, things mental and physical. There is no other way to learn, and if God himself could not provide any other way without contradicting his own nature, the spirit is subject to the law of its own nature, and so are we. I do not believe in hell, devil, nor damnation, in any future state of punishment, or in any of the strange ideas which have been conceived in the minds of morbid people. God does not punish people. It is one thing to believe in hell and damnation, and quite another proposition to believe in the law of just retribution. Thank you.
Test.
She loves you. She loves you. She loves you. You think you lost your love? Well, I saw her yesterday. It's you she's thinking of, and she told me what to say. She said she loves you, and you know that can't be bad. She said she loves you, and you know you should be glad. She said you hurt her so, she almost lost her mind. But now she says she knows you're not the hurting kind. She said she loves you, and you know that can't be bad. She loves you, and you know you should be glad. Ooh, she loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. With a love like that, you know you should be glad. You know it's up to you. I think it's only fair. Pride can hurt you too. Apologize to her because she loves you, and you know that can't be bad. She loves you, and you know you should be glad. Ooh, she loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. With a love like that, you know you should be glad. With a love like that, you know you should be glad. With a love like that, you know you should be glad. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Wow, thank you all very much. That was fabulous. Huh. So this month's theme is living everyday experience with a focus on relationships. And the relationship we have with ourselves is the foundation upon which all the other relationships are formed. This is our focus today. So the way we relate to ourselves, to one another, the world, with the universal power, are all interconnected and inseparable. Ernest Holmes was fond of saying this phrase, which is often, I've known a couple of churches that have it carved into their interior or exterior. And it's, there is a power for good in the universe, and we can use it. So that's a very powerful statement. And I also wanted to add to that, we occupy a powerhouse that contains a trinity. I think Leslie said these were her three favorite words: me, myself, and I. But it's really the Trinity. It's really the Trinity. It's actually the triple goddess, if you want to talk about she loves me. Yeah. So it starts with I, which is the I am nature of us. Then me, I call, is the mediating experience, which in our philosophy is soul, or the subjective mind, or creative medium. And then myself is our physical embodiment in the world. So it's our little symbol, our symbol has those three in it. The Aramaic of a translation of Matthew 5:48 says, "Be perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect." And it makes me sick to hear that phrase. Because who can be perfect? It's too high a mark. Well, I was reading Neil Douglas Klotz in his translation called The Aramaic Teachings of Jesus. He's a wonderful translator of Aramaic. And he translates that same passage a lot differently. So it goes like this. Instead of be perfect, be complete. Be complete. Develop yourself to the fullest degree. Just as the source of all constantly bears fruit, completing all movements in unity. So we're inviting all parts of ourselves to come home. The I, me, and myself of us, to be united together and work in harmony. The Aramaic word for perfect, gamar, comes from a verb that means to accomplish or be complete. Neil Douglas Klotz says an expanded interpretation of this passage would be fulfilled in all of yourselves. I, me, myself, and me. Be fulfilled in those. Know them till they cease to know themselves. Grow with them till they outgrow themselves in a reborn I am. The knowing, growing, parenting of the cosmos completes itself through you. Similar saying in the Gospel of Thomas, when you come to know yourselves, then you'll be known. And you'll realize that you're the children of the living Father. But if you don't come to know yourselves, then you exist in poverty, and you are poverty. So if the goal is completeness or wholeness, how do we get there? Ernest Holmes says, I believe in a direct communication between the spirit and the individual. That universal spirit personifies itself through each of us. And it's a beautiful, logical, unavoidable conclusion. So our perspective from our philosophy is that what we know for ourselves becomes the truth of our experience. And every evidence of human experience, all acts of kindness and mercy, have interpreted themselves through each person's self-knowing, through their self-knowing mind. So while we're here in this life, we walk a line between our mortality and immortality. As Johnny Cash would sing, I walk the line. I walk the line. Mortality screams, don't screw up this incarnation. Don't blow this life. You have a precious life to attract love, joy, and creativity, and let that pour through you. The voice of immortality says, know that you're an eternal being, and that can free you from fear, greed, and ignorance. So our human mind can't really wrap itself around the idea that we're one with the infinite. But the key is to stop being afraid that we're making mistakes. In film production, they do takes for each scene. Take one, the little board they use. Take one, take two, take three. Sometimes a director will do 50 takes of a crucial scene. So you could say that about any misdirection in your life. I missed my cue, I spoke the wrong line. You can get a new cue from your inner self and say, let's do another take. I don't have to beat myself up over this. Michael Beckwith writes, you can't divorce yourself. I love that. You're the only person you can't divorce. So how are you with yourself? Just the way you are. Are you happy? So let your answer guide you to the qualities you want to cultivate or what mental habits you want to change. And you might ask yourself these questions. What are 3 things I don't like about myself, and then that I try to keep others from knowing about? And what might change in my life if I stopped hiding these things from other people? How many identities can I list that are parts of myself? For example, I'm a father, a grandfather, a teacher, an artist, an entertainer. I have a German and Irish heritage and ancestry. How do these aspects interact and relate to each other? How does my relationship with myself impact those who are closest to me? What are my self-judgments? How do my self-loving and authentic inspirations affect them? Am I using the power for good in my life right now? And how am I balancing those parts of my powerhouse? The I am spirit, the me, the subjective mediating experience, or the myself and the physical. Whatever focus your I or your I am sees is aligned with your fullest potential, with that wholeness we talked about earlier. So if it carries your focus through to a quantum wave, it sets up an echo wave to see if your specific potential can become real. So it's your intuitive sense in every dimension, past, present, and future. And if there's an agreement that this choice can become real, the answer comes back, okay, you can have what you want now, we can make it a reality. And it begins to manifest. All minds respond to the implicate order of growth. And that's from Bohm, the physicist. He talks about implicate order, which is that invisible, intuitive area of mind, and the explicate order, which is what is manifest in our world. So not all of us choose to use a power greater than we are to grow spiritually. It's our choice that makes us free. But it can also destroy us. Some of the hardest cases, the people on whom society has given up on, murderers, homeless, paranoiacs, have taught us potent lessons, and that is that nothing's impossible. There is a way to get from point A to point B, no matter how limited the skills are at the present. So the truth is, you can't desire anything unless the potential is already there. It's all there in your powerhouse. It's enfolded in your full potential self. And so how do we get to the thought forms that are causing all the problems? We use our ISP, or our intuitive sensory perception. For example, take Nikola Tesla. He invented over 1,000 inventions that laid the foundation for our electronic age. He invented transformers, amplifiers, switchboards, alternating current, electric motors. And he could use his ISP, his intuitive sensory perception, to do this. He could see the potential of the invention as clearly as though it were already real. And he imagined an electric motor and can see every detail, so much so he could actually take it apart and put it back together in his mind. And the image wouldn't go away until he actually built it. When Einstein developed his theory of relativity, he announced his discovery to the world from a rational scientific perspective. But it wasn't until 50 years later he admitted in his own personal journal how he had come up with this amazing theory. He wrote that he discovered the relationship between light, velocity, and mass, that he discovered it by becoming a light wave. He rode along with the other light waves, and he would converse with them and ask how they worked. And that's how he conceived the theory of relativity. So most great discoveries have been made by people using their intuitive sensory perception. And we have within us this marvelous intuitive mind that Ernest Holmes called the direct link to God, or higher intelligence. And it can take the whole context of things and create ingenious solutions. Napoleon Hill interviewed 500 of the world's most successful people and discovered they all use a similar process. They have an intuitive counsel and our intuitive guides that they consult before doing a business deal, or before they write anything, or before they make any major decisions. They use the intuitive sensory perception, and their guides represent mature thought forms, evolved thought forms. And that enables them to potentialize anything. A very successful developer I knew in Austin, Texas, would take run-down, decrepit shopping malls that were on their last leg and recreate them. He'd rebuild them, remodel, bring in new stores. But before he would make a deal on any shopping center, and they were all over the southwestern states, he would go to the property and spend the night there. And when he woke up, he would have an answer on whether it was a good potential or not. So he used his ISP, his intuitive sensory perception. So another thing we can use to identify some of the things that are in our way. Michael Beckwith tells a story about going on a bicycle race with members of his congregation, and he couldn't keep up with them. And he fell behind. He fell so far behind in this ride that congregants came back with their bicycles and said, "Are you okay?" And he said, "I'm fine. I don't know what's happening. I work out every day. I just don't know what's happening." And so finally the race was over, and he looked down at his bike, and the brake was on. And so it had been on the whole time. And isn't that the way we suddenly discover a thought form that we've had? I was talking to somebody just a couple of days ago, and who was having trouble at work. She was having trouble getting along with younger staff people. And I said, "Well, what's it?" And they had breaks, and she wouldn't go on break with them. And they were at the same level. It's just that they were younger and she was older. And I said, "Well, you don't go on breaks with them?" I said, "Well, what do you suppose is going on?" And she said, "I don't know. I feel like the rejected middle child." And I said, "Whoa, you hit it. You hit it on the nose. I'm the rejected middle child." "Well, what if you were the beloved middle child?" I said, doing a little of what Neville calls, revision. Do you know about that? At the end of the day, you can practice revision. So you discover you've been thinking, I'm the rejected middle child. Then at the end of the day, you can say, "Oh my God, I didn't say that to myself, did I? Let's correct that. I'm going to make a new affirmation that I can repeat over and over again. I'm the beloved middle child." And it was like a light bulb went on in this person. They just couldn't believe that they had a new path to take to cause a change in their work situation. So self-talk is a great indicator of what we think and feel about ourselves. "God, I'm so clumsy. I'm such a fool. Will I ever learn?" You look at the dialogues you're having with yourself. No, stop that. I'm not clumsy. I'm not clumsy. Just because I knocked over a glass, that doesn't give me the right to judge or label myself that way. I am God, and I'm an expression of gracefulness in all ways. So that's the way you revise that. So how can you apply it in your daily life? Practice. Whatever transforms your life is what you practice. Meditate first thing in the morning. Circulate some life energy in the world. And that's circulating the good that you are. Celebrate the good that flows into the lives of others and begin to practice self-love. Charlie Chaplin wrote, "As I begin to love myself, I find that emotional suffering are only warning signs that I was living against my own truth. Today, I know this as authenticity. And as I begin to love myself, I understand how much it can offend someone if I force my desires on this person, even though I knew the time was not right and the person wasn't ready for it. Today, I call it respect. As I begin to love myself, I stop craving for a different life. And I see that everything that surrounds me invites me to grow. And I call that maturity. And as I began to love myself, I understood that I'm in the right place at the right time. And everything happens exactly at the right moment. So I can be calm. And I call that self-confidence. And as I love myself, I quit stealing my own time. I stopped designing huge projects for the future. Today, I make my heart happy. And I do it in my own way and my own rhythm. And I call that today simplicity. And as I begin to love myself, I free myself of anything that's not good for my health. Food, people, situations, everything that draws me away from myself. And I know that today as love of oneself. And as I begin to love myself, I quit trying to always be right. Ever since I was wrong less of the time, I have discovered today that that is modesty. And as I begin to love myself, I refuse to go on living in the past and worrying about the future. Now I only live for this moment where everything is happening. Today I live each day, day by day, and I call it fulfillment. And as I begin to love myself, I realize that my mind can disturb me, it can make me sick, but as I connect to my heart, my mind is an ally. And today I call this connection wisdom of the heart. So we no longer need fear arguments, confrontations, or any kind of problems with ourselves or others. Even stars collide. And out of their crashing, new worlds are born. And today I know that's life. So self-care for your powerhouse invites you to consider some self-care. Spirit is not just within us, for the body is spirit. We live in a holy temple. And so this week, with wonder in your heart, explore yourself. Get to know you as you maybe go out on a date with yourself. Become your own best friend. And begin to fall in love with you. This might mean treating yourself to a special dinner, a day trip, or give yourself a unique gift. Whatever way you choose, honor and celebrate you. And this may be challenging for some of us. But look at what Alice Walker says in The Color Purple. She says, I am an expression of the divine, just like a peach, just like a fish. I have a right to be this way. I can't apologize for that, nor can I change it, nor do I want to. We will never have to be other than who we are in order to be successful. We realize we are as ourselves unlimited, and our experiences are valid. And it's for the rest of the world to recognize this if they choose. Enough said. God bless you.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of, and we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, yeah, yeah. If you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. never forget how much you really mean to me. Every day I will remind you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, and I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do. Oh yeah. Ooh, 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 yeah, yeah. You'll always have my shoulder when you cry. I'll never let go, never say goodbye. You know you can count on me like 1, 2, 3, and I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do. Oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You can count on me, and I can count on you.
Yes, to the barking.
So it's time for our offering. We like to say the blessing that's in the program as the ushers come forward. So together we say, divine love through me. Where is the audience? No, let's start over. Let me hear you. Okay. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. And so it is. You're alive. That was wonderful. You can count on us. I can count on you.
So as we close this service today, let us just be so grateful. Let us know that as we take care of ourselves, we then have the desire and the want and the ability to take care of others. I am so grateful for Rev.Frances' beautiful message, the music, the beautiful, beautiful music. It just inspires each of us. So grateful for our musicians, for our wonderful volunteers, for the wonderful guys in the booth that make everything absolutely perfect, for everyone that does so much each Sunday to make this a very, very special place. And so as we begin a new week, let us always remember that we have the freedom to choose to live our life the way that God intended. And so I know that all is good, for I know that all is God, and I know that the world is surrounded by kitties and doggies and puppies. And I simply let it go, and I let it be, and so it is.
Okay, so we have just a few announcements. We're going to go really fast. Number one is that Stan Lee's memorial is going to be, I didn't make that announcement. Stan Lee passed this past Monday. He was born on October 9th, 1940, passed away on June 27th, on this past Monday. And which is John Lennon's birthday, by the way. Stan loved to talk about it. He had the same birthday as John Lennon. So the memorial service is here on Saturday, July 9th at 10 o'clock in the morning. And Linda, I think anyone who feels called to come, please come. There is a large contingency of the family, over 30 people. So we would ask that you wear masks. The family is requesting that, since there may be about 100 people in the house. So anyway, we look forward to honoring Stan's life. He was such a treasure in our congregation. There are lots of announcements, but we'll get into them next week. Watch for the classes in August, the wonderful movie program. We've even got some other things from August, but the announcement I really want to emphasize is getting tickets to Graceland. Pam is going to be over here, and did you want to say something?
Be sure and get your tickets from me today if you haven't already got them online, because we're getting really, really close. I've got them right over here, and we can help you choose a table.
We've got a table diagram, so if you worry about things like not having a place to sit, we have the spot for you. I tell you, sign up with Pam, and she'll put you at a table with someone you love, okay? So anyway, we want you to be there. We've got this, if you've read the newsletter already, we put out a little newsletter about our Filipino Elvis, who's won prizes for Best Elvis Impersonator. He's from Seattle. He has a full band. We've also got Dane Norman and his partner. They're going to do some music early on. And Giselle Brock is bringing 3 little girls from her dance studio to do an Elvis good luck song. So you won't want to miss. There's a wonderful buffet that we have in place. Fabulous silent auction. The items are just great. And a few live items as well. So, and there's a prize for best 50s costume. Sharon came up with that idea. And a sock hop. What more can you ask for? It's too good. So please sign up and get a ticket. And those are the announcements. And we're going to have our closing song, Accentuate the Positive. Sing along. It's a wonderful song to learn by memory to get your mind in gear.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You got to accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative and latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. You got to spread joy up to the maximum, bring gloom down to the minimum, and have faith pandemonium, liable to walk upon the sea. To illustrate my last remark, Jonah in the whale, Noah in the ark. What did they do just when everything looked so dark? Man, they said you better accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, and latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. No, don't mess with Mr. In Between.
A couple of announcements. One, we have potluck today, and this is our first day of providing prayer again. We're resuming prayer after the service, so if you have a prayer need, it's a quick prayer opportunity. Laura Bennell is back there. Pam will be over here with the tickets, and downstairs is where the food is. So please join us in one of those activities. And I can say that you can actually do all of them. All right. Thank you for coming. God bless you.